Hey guys, my name is Izzy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I will be doing a really requested video. You guys have asked for it so many times and I'm so excited to be finally giving it to you. So I'm going to be telling you all about how to get collabs as a micro influencer, work with brands, make partnerships, etc, etc. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this video because I have worked really hard on the outline for this video, so I'm really excited to tell you all the info that I have gathered. I asked you guys what your questions were about my collabs, so I will be answering those at the end also. So stay tuned for the answers to your questions, but I think most of the stuff in this video will be covered. If you want another video like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what videos you want to see, what information you want to know, etc. I would love to make more videos like this for you guys because I love sharing my info. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and turn on your notification bell to get notified every single time that I post. Follow me on Instagram at Isabella and let's just get right into the video. The first section is super short and it's just, when do I start collabs? You guys have asked me this a lot of times and honestly I don't have a great answer for it because I don't know really. I honestly just started collabs when I was ready and when I felt like, hey, my content's getting to the point where I think that it is good enough to collab with other people and to work with brands. And yeah, there's not really a certain start time. I started asking once I was over 1K and I probably had like 1.2 or 1.3K. I honestly can't remember. It was this summer, so it was sometime in there, and it was probably through 1.2 to 1.4K. So that's when I started asking personally, but I think you can start asking anytime after 1,000, and some people probably can before too, but I wanted to wait until I felt like I was ready for my account to start like working with brands and doing partnerships. So that's when I waited until. And yeah, that's just my little info on that. That's section 1, but not much info in there. I think you just need to start when you feel like you are ready to take on brand collabs and feel like you have the good content and make good enough content to work with the brands that you love. The second section is how to find brands to collab with. I've also gotten a good many questions on this. So basically hashtags are a huge part of this for me. I think I get discovered by a lot of brands under some hashtags that I use. Some ones that I love to use are like micro influencer and discover under, etc. You can use any hashtags. Don't copy someone's hashtags. Figure out what your niche is and what your target audience is and how to reach that through the hashtags and what hashtags they might be following or looking at. So don't just use random hashtags, and definitely use hashtags under like 100K. That's what I always do to just make sure that my posts actually get up there instead of just like getting right down to the bottom because there's so many posts in it. So that was all in my video about how to grow on Instagram, so if you want to check that out, that's still up on my channel, so definitely do that. It's a main way that I use to just find brands to collab with. And for me, I find influencers that have near the same amount of followers that I do, maybe a few thousand more, and I go to their story highlights, and most influencers will have a story highlight about collabs or partnerships, and I always look through there and see what brands I like in there and what brands I might be interested in working with, because that at least lets you know what brands work with people like near your follower number, which I think is really helpful to know because some brands don't work with micro influencers, some do. So I think that's really helpful to know that they already worked with someone and they would be open to that. Think about all of the brands you use and look up their websites. I do this a lot. Like I'll look around and I'll be like, what shirt am I wearing? What brand does it buy? What water bottle do I use? What brand does it buy? Etc, etc. And just look up the brands that you love. Try to tag them whenever you can in your post. That if you're wearing their clothes, tag them. If you're at a place like Target, tag them. I don't even know. If you're using a Hydro Flask, tag Hydro Flask. There's so many different opportunities for that, and I really didn't start doing that until later in the game, until I learned that from Sadie Aldis. So she helped me a lot with that because she had a whole video on how to work with brands, and I definitely learned that through her, to just tag people a ton. Not like random accounts, but tag who you're using, and then they'll know that you have previously used them, and they definitely look at that. I think when you reach out to work with them, they'll be like, have they shown any interest in my brand before this? Because brands are going to want to work with people who genuinely love their brand and don't just want to work with brands. On websites, go to every possible page, go to contact, go to partnership, collaboration, go to ambassador program, check it all out, see what you apply for, see what interests you. But most businesses have a brand email that they use for marketing purposes or PR purposes, so I definitely just like look all over people's websites for those, and Sometimes it's hidden, so sometimes you really have to go in there and just look through and find their email address, but usually you can, and that's what I usually do for that. Make sure that brands fit your niche well and what you do well. It just fit you well, because if they're not, then you're not really representing them in a genuine way. So I would definitely say to just work with brands that reflect what you stand for and everything. Like for me, my niche is lifestyle, so I can work with a lot of different brands because I can do fashion, I can do skincare, I can do a lot of different things. So definitely make sure that they fit your brand well, and also don't just ask for collaborations, just ask for collaborations, because you just want to make sure that you love the brand first and you love what they stand for or represent. If I don't really stand for something that a brand stands for, I'm not going to reach out to them, because I don't really think that would be the best fit, and I think someone else could do that better for them, and I think that you can always find a different brand to collab with, so I would just turn those down if they don't fit you well or what you stand for. Section 3 is how to start collabs. For me, I reach out via DM or email, but I've had a lot more popular response with email. I don't know, I get a lot of rejections. I don't know if you guys realize that, but like even me, I work with a lot of brands and you guys always are asking about it, but I have gotten countless rejections or just non-answers. I never get answered, honestly, but I have found better response with email. DMs, I really have gotten like nothing back from. I think I've worked with maybe 1 to 2 brands via reaching out on DMs, but I'm honestly not sure. I know I did 1, but I can't remember if I've done any more than 1, which is not great. So I would definitely recommend email, but I would try both and see what works best for you. Don't go in their comments and be like, check out your DMs. Honestly, that's so annoying, and I get that from fake brands, so please don't harass a brand like that. Like, it's just so annoying, honestly. Make sure to have your niche in your bio so that they can easily find you and easily know what you do, because if someone's just looking through accounts, if they can't find your niche, then they're not gonna stay on your account, and they're not gonna just like be drawn to you. They're gonna be drawn to other accounts that are more easily identified in what they do and what their niche is. In your email or DM, make sure to introduce who you are and what you do. I always say, hi, I'm Isabella, I am a lifestyle content creator. So I definitely always make sure to introduce myself, what I do, what I stand for, etc. And also another thing is, I found a lot better response in the DMs where I tell the brand, I would really love to work with you because I've struggled with this, or like, for anxiety, hey, I'd really love to work with you because I've struggled with anxiety, so I think that I can represent your brand well. I feel like that is just honestly something that has helped me a lot get brands, and I know that I've gotten a lot more responses when I do that. So I think that's really helpful to tell the brand right away just who you are, what you do, and how you can represent their brand and how you can help them and promote them. Tell the brand what content you would like to make for them. Example, like 1 post, 2 stories, a reel, etc. Just so that they know up front what content you can make for them and what content you are willing to make for them. Try to find a brand ambassador program. I think it's a really great way to start out. I know I started out that way for sure, just like applying to ambassador programs. I've applied to countless ambassador programs. Like, I've only been a part of a few, but I've applied to so many. So definitely keep trying and keep just applying yourself and applying to ambassador programs and different programs like that, because it's worth a shot and you never know what could happen. Don't forget your worth. You are making amazing content, and if the brand is not valuing that, then that's not good. Like, if they are requiring you to buy things, I don't really think that's good, especially in a big brand. For me, I usually do not accept something if they require me to buy something, because I am making content for them and I'm not really getting much in return. They will sometimes reshare my posts, but you know, I think it's a lot better to offer to send something for free and then promote it or get paid. So that's my stance on that, but I know that's kind of a spicy question in the creator world, so don't attack me on that, but that's just my personal opinion. Make a media kit. This has also helped me so much to land collabs. I think for me, I made a media kit a few months ago and I really love it. I don't really share it with a ton of people because I don't want people to steal it or anything, but I made my media kit through Canva, and I honestly think it has helped me so much to land collabs, because I include in my media kit who I am, what I do, what my niche is, what content I create, the analytics from my Instagram page so they can see what my target audience is, where they live. Also, like, they can see. I put a page in to tell them what brands I have worked with previously, to show them that I have in fact worked with other brands and I do have that kind of credibility with other brands, so that I'm not just like fresh off the block. But if you haven't had that and you still want to work with them, that's totally okay. So just don't make one of those pages yet, but I'm sure soon that you will have a page full of collabs and brands you have worked with. I include my social medias, how many people follow me on said social medias, link so that they can go straight to them once I email them the media kit. And yeah, that's basically what I put in mine. But I would definitely say go to Canva or watch a video on how to make a media kit. That's what I did, and it helped me out a lot to just know how to make a media kit and what it is. And I honestly did not know what it was for the longest time. So if you don't, that's no problem. Honestly, you are not judged. So it's just really helpful for brands to see your previous collaborations and just to know you. It's kind of like a resume in the creator world. That's what I consider it personally. So I think it's really great for the brand to have that, to just know more about you going in. Section 4 is to build a relationship with the brand. This is so important. I cannot emphasize this enough. You have to do really hard work yourself if you're wanting to collaborate with brands. It's not all about them reaching out. You have to reach out. You have to do a lot of work to land collabs for sure. Show them that you are interested by already engaging with their accounts before you work with them. For me, I know some brands that I love to work with, I will just engage on their accounts a lot, and that will definitely get you noticed a lot more. They'll already recognize your account by the time that you reach out, and I think that's just so nice to let them know that you are already interested before you land this collab with them and that you actually love their brand. Act very professional during this process. You do not want to turn off a brand while you're talking to them, so definitely respond to emails and DMs very quickly. Make sure that you are on that and you know when the emails come in and you know when to respond. Set yourself reminders. Like, do anything you can to just act professional and act like you know what you're doing. Be confident and know your worth. When this brand collaboration is over, make sure to mention that you've loved working with them if you have. Don't lie, but make sure to say, hey, I've loved working with you. This has been so wonderful. Just talk about how amazing the process has been. Whenever I finish working with a brand, I make sure to send them the unedited photos from our partnership so that they can use them for promotional purposes and then maybe reshare them, because that will get you even more reach and even more exposure. Try to make the content as quickly as possible so that you aren't like having them wait on you for forever, and make sure when you just get the info for all of it and are ready to shoot this content that you do so and you don't wait for forever to do it. Make sure you are clear on the requirements before you work with a brand. This has honestly been such a problem for me with ambassador programs when they require a lot of you and you don't know it going in. So make sure that when you're going into this process, you know what's required of you, you know what you need to do for this collab, you know how much content you need to make for them, you know if you have to pay for it or not, etc. Make sure not to accept before you know those requirements, so that you can be happy going into this and that you can be just very confident in what you're doing and know what is going on. Section 5 is how to make this collab amazing. This is kind of like the last section, but I wanted to include a few more things that I didn't put in the last section. So basically, make quality content. Make sure that it is good content that you are confident in for this brand, because you want to make sure that your branded content is even better than your usual content. Respond to their messages respectfully. Don't put like shortened versions of words. Like, don't make your, you are. Don't make you. Like, you know what I mean. But I feel like it's so much more professional to just respond with respect and the full words and just good punctuation. You want to make sure that they know like that you are capable of what they are expecting you to do and that you can do it well. Make your collaboration posts real and just honest and genuine, even though it's an ad, which I know has been a struggle for me, and I wanted to be as open with my followers on that as possible. So just make sure that you are being very genuine and make sure that your followers know that you love this brand. So don't just make it fake. Don't just use like the same exact outline every time, because that will just seem like you're being really forced, and that's just not a good thing, because you want your followers to trust you and you want them to just know that you are happy with the brand that you're working with and that you believe in what they like and their brand and what they stand for. So definitely make sure that you can just represent their brand well, which I've said a million times, but that's okay. So just make sure that you can represent them well and that you just show how happy you are with them and that you don't treat it like an ad, even though it is an ad. Treat this like a real job. Handle it with responsibility. I've repeated this stuff over and over again, but I think it's so important to just go in really professional and just know what you're doing so that they will trust you and just be really happy with your work. And also make sure that your content for the brand is unique so that they will want to work with you again. For me, I know I try to work my absolute hardest on brand deals because I know that maybe that will mean that they will want to work with me again. So definitely just make your content unique so that you don't blend into all the other brand posts. Same goes for small businesses that you're an ambassador for. Just work really hard for those brands because they're putting a lot of responsibility in your hands and you do not want to let them down. Section 6 is just general stuff about collabs. Don't bug the brand. Honestly, if you bug them, that will be so annoying. If they don't respond to you, leave it alone and try once you've grown more. So like if you reach out to them and they do not respond, that is okay. You will be okay. You will survive. It's fine. So just make sure that you are not bugging them, not being like, oh my gosh, why didn't you pick me? Like, handle it very gracefully, be humble, and know that if someone else got the opportunity, that there will be another opportunity down the road that you may receive. Know that rejections are normal. Rejections are totally okay, and I know they used to kind of upset me, but they don't honestly anymore. Like, I'm like, oh, that's sad, like I won't get to work with them. But I know that like if that opportunity wasn't right for me, that there will be another opportunity that will be right for me, and I would rather just wait for that. Don't beat yourself up over a rejection. I probably get 10 rejections for every one brand deal I get, and you guys are always like, oh my gosh, you get so many brand deals. I'm like, I apply to so many, I DM so many, I just always am contacting brands and stuff. So make sure that you know that it's okay to get rejections, and that's totally normal, and just that your time will come, and don't get discouraged. Just keep working really hard. You've got this. I know that you can do this. Your hard work will pay off. I know for me, a lot of times it felt like my hard work will never pay off, like this just isn't going well, but know that it will. Know if you're stuck in a rut on social media that you will get out of it, and that you will start getting a ton of partnerships. I know you can do this, so keep working hard and keep pushing at it, because social media is a slow thing. It's not always overnight for people, so definitely just keep working hard at it and know that you will get there someday. The last section is just questions that people had for me on Instagram that I wanted to quickly answer to put in this video. So the first question I got was, do you normally reach out to the brand, or do they reach out to you first? I think for me, a lot of times I have reached out to them, but I've gotten a few reach out to me, which has been really exciting to know that like they discovered you and they found your account, because that's always really uplifting to know that like your hashtags are working and that you are being found through engagement and stuff. So I've definitely had a few contact me, but mainly I've contacted them. Do you reach out to them often? If so, can you give an example of how to sound, like any tips, how we should ask, what information do we provide, etc.? Do the majority come to you or reach out to you? I mean, yes. For me, I kind of already listed this, but I just list who I am, what I do, what content I will make for them, why I want to work with them, and why I think that I can represent their brand well. Those are just a few of the things that I mention when I contact the brand. So that's just kind of like how I start an email, etc., etc. You can do whatever you want. Don't just fully copy that. Just do your own thing and just be genuine. The brand will be able to tell if you're being fake. How do you find brands? I also talked about this already, so mainly just through other people's Instagrams. I watch other people's stories a lot to see what brands are working with micro-influencers currently, and just who I should try working with and who I should apply for. The next question is, when did you land your first collab? I cannot remember, y'all. I will put it in here. I don't remember when it was. I started getting more collabs like this fall, and I've been getting them more consistently recently, which is really exciting. The first YouTube collab I got was with Duval, which was a really great partnership, and I did a skincare video for them, which I really enjoyed. So I can't remember who my first on Instagram was, but I have done ambassador programs for quite a while, if that counts, but that would probably be like this January. So I've just gotten them sporadically. More brands have been reaching out to me recently, which has been really cool to see, and really cool to see my progress in this community, and I am just so excited to see where it leads. Someone asked, do you charge them, and how much money do you make from collabs? I currently do not charge brands for collabs. That's just not something that I want to do currently. I'm happy with gifted at the moment, and I do get a lot of questions about this. So since I'm not even at 2K yet, I just do gifted collabs, and that's where I am right now. I'm happy with that, but in the future I would love to get paid for collabs, and I will definitely start asking to get paid when I feel that my account is ready. Kind of like when you ask for collabs, it's just kind of based off of when you feel like you and your content are ready, and when you think that that's the right time to start working on that. What brands have you worked with? I've worked with so many. Oh my goodness, I cannot even think of the names of the brands right now. Let me pull that up. I am genuinely so thankful for all of the brands I've worked with. It's been an absolute dream, and I'm just so excited to keep seeing where my Instagram is going and who I will collab with. I've done a lot of small business promotions and collabs, so that's been really fun. A few off the top of my head are Shop Stickers by Sammy. I've worked with Bubble Skincare, Stellar Stones Jewelry, Lexi Claire Prince, Shop Sydney Jane, Hannah Lee's Co., Solar Sunset Co. I am an ambassador for Bliss Skincare. I did a brand collaboration with Blowfish Shoes, and I would say that was my first formal brand collaboration, which was really exciting because I've loved their brand for quite a while. So working with a brand that I already loved was just really exciting for me. Golden Stationery Co. I recently did one with Generation Jewelry, and my most recent collab is my most exciting one yet. I was reached out to by Pure Vito, which was literally crazy. I had no idea that they would ever reach out to me. They're such a big brand, so I just never would have expected that. And so when they reached out to me, I literally jumped off my couch and was just could not believe it. So that was really exciting. So just know that your hard work will pay off and that you will get to collab with brands. Even if it doesn't seem like it right now, you will get there and you can do this. Make sure that you're not in it just for the brand collaborations. Make sure you genuinely love creating content and you're not just doing it to get free stuff, because I know that can definitely be a problem because then you just kind of seem greedy. So definitely make sure that you love Instagram and you're not just doing it to work with brands. And the last question is, how do you get brands to notice you? A lot for me is just engaging on accounts and emailing them and DMing them, and I respond to stories, which has definitely helped because then they just kind of see that you're already active on their account. And I would definitely recommend tagging them if you already have their products, just to make sure that they know that you love their brand, and I feel like that definitely helps a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I genuinely enjoyed making it for you guys so much. I think it was so much fun, and I am really excited to see where you guys all work with brands, and I cannot wait to see that. So definitely make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and also turn on your notification bell to get notified every single time that I post. Follow me on Instagram at IsabelleKateBlog. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for watching this video. I hope that it helps you out a lot. Let me know in the comments what videos you guys want to see in the future. I have a ton of exciting content coming that I cannot wait for you guys to see, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.